This is the only video you have to watch in order to master video editing, no matter if you're beginner or advanced, in only 5 minutes. So in this video, I will reveal 4 simple video editing steps in order to maximize your potential. It's some of the most crucial steps to level up extremely fast in this industry. These steps work on every software, and once you've learned them, you will go skyrocket. By the way, I've spent months researching, designing, scripting, filming, and editing in order to make this video, because I want to put as much value into my videos on this channel. Alright, let's begin. So number 1, imagine you've edited this video and you've added all the visuals, some sound design and all this, and your video looks pretty good after all, but something is missing, and you look at it and there's just empty spots and there's retakes of you fumbling around with words or something like I just did there. Wow, something is missing. That's why number 1 is cutting. Cutting is a very easy part of editing, maybe a little boring, but cutting is the basis of the basics. Many people don't realize how important this part is and don't put enough energy into actually cutting their video. So a simple way to cut is to just cut out all the silence, like right after you say something, just cut there, and then when you say something new, just cut there. Additionally, you can use specific type of cuts, like J-cuts. J-cuts is just where you hear the next clip's audio before you actually see it. J-cuts can make your videos more engaging because the viewer hear the next scene but don't see it, and that sparks a little curiosity. Also, you can actually cut your footage using AI. There's a software called Gling, which I use all the time, and it's just great. Gling is not sponsoring this video, but I will still tell you about it. So Gling can just cut your footage very rough and actually very precise. So you can cut all the silence, so you don't have to do that work, and it can cut all the retakes and all the words that you fumble with, and it just saves a lot of time. Like, it can save up to like 2 hours. Alright, number 2. So you have this video and you've done the cuts, you have maybe added some visuals, maybe some sound design or something like that, but it doesn't look like one of those Imangatsi smooth videos. And that's why number 2 is animations. If you edit social media videos or something like that, you know what animation is. But for those who don't and want to level up their video editing skills, then listen. First of all, you need to know how keyframing works. Alright, so let's say you have an object and you want to move the object to the other side. You set a keyframe from the start of the clip, then you move to where you want your keyframe to end or what time you want it to end, and you set a keyframe and you move the object to that keyframe. Congratulations, you have now made your first animation, but it doesn't have that cheesy look, you know. So what you do, you see this little graph here. Let's play around with it. Let's take it down and let's switch. Let's make a spike right here. Right, let's play it now. Yeah, look, that's just much better. Alright, but we need something else. It just isn't crispy enough. Let's add some motion blur. So for motion blur, you need the transform effect. Let's drag the transform effect down here. Alright, and then just scroll down to where it says shutter angle and just pull that up to the max, 360. Now play it. Yeah, that's what we want. But yeah, anyway, let's move on to number 3. And for this, you will never end up with a professional result if you don't know this one thing I'm about to tell you here, right? So let's say you have this video and you look at it and you think to yourself, wow, this looks very empty. And then you try putting some graphics in or something like that, but it still looks empty. Then try to put some music in, empty still. And then you try to put some, I don't know, images or something like on the screen to make it more fill, and you use the animations that I talked about earlier, but still look empty. And that's why number 3 is adding texture. This is a very unnoticeable thing, but it really makes your videos more professional. If you want to show some pictures on the screen or add a background or something like that, then what you actually can do, and what I did for this video and all the other videos on this channel, I just go to Google and then I search up grid overlay or grid background, actually grid background, free download. Then just pick the one from free pick, that's the one I use. And wow, now you have added texture. Much better, much better. It may seem subtle, but this is a very big difference and just makes it more professional. So let's move on to number 4. And even though you have done everything I've said in this video, it will be a complete waste if you don't know this one thing to maximize your potential as a video editor. So you've just edited this video for a guy and you're ready to publish it. But then you say no, because you forgot the audio. So you go to Google and find some random music and slap it onto your video and then hit render. You send it over to your friend who you're editing for, and he says that's the worst piece of shit I've seen in my entire life. And that is why number 4 is, yes, you guessed it, audio or sound design, or what you call it. So here I want to talk about 2 details that are often skipped from most beginners. So firstly is adding too loud music and sound effects in your video. It should look something like this. So next time just pay attention to that and adjust the music. That would be much better. The second detail is placing your sound effects right. I see so many that just place their sound effects way off the track and it just doesn't sound right to the ear. Like it's hurting, it's really hurting. So how can you make sure that you're placing your sound effects right every single time? Well, it's actually pretty simple. You remember the animations we talked about earlier? So you just have your whoosh and you just find the spike in your whoosh and align it with the motion blur from your animation, where the most motion blur, and that will do it. Congratulations, you now have a correctly placed sound effect. And then your sound effects and your whole video should look and sound more professional. But if you don't want to waste like a ton of time, and I'm talking days, even months editing on a single video, like that sounds ridiculous, then I recommend you watch this video somewhere on the screen where I break down why you are wasting so much time video editing.